Come on now, camera controls. Where'd you run off to? There we go. Okay. So sorry about that delay. Again, Steam was having some major problems. So we will be seeing Game 2 here in the Amateur Dota 2 League Tuesday Finals Group. Best of 5 series between Annie and Tempest Gaming. First ban's already out on the way. We see Visage and Ember Spirit again banned out for Annie. So the same 2 bans that they had last game, and then the same 2 first bans as well for Tempest Gaming between Doom and Invoker. And then they'll pick Viper again, so things are very, very similar to last game. We'll see if Annie goes for a Venomancer or Clockwork first pick again, and in fact they're going to go for that Nyx. I imagine they'll pick Venomancer as well. I think Venomancer and Nyx are the 2 best supports right now. At least they're my favorite supports to run on a team. Very, very strong together. Ancient Apparition, although, is incredibly good as well. So I believe this will be the first game I've casted with Annie where they don't get to pick the Venomancer. So we'll see how they make things work here. We are going to be playing on the Luxembourg server for this game, so we'll see Tempest Gaming have to deal with some of the delay problems that Annie undoubtedly had last game. But them's are the breaks. We will see Tempest getting another Lich. I wouldn't be surprised to see Annie ban out the Faceless Void here. Slark going to be the choice for Tempest Gaming, though. Faceless Void and Lich work really, really nicely together. Turns out that under Chronosphere you cannot Delta Split to avoid the Chain Frost. So it is very good together, but it's going to be the Rubik for Annie. We did see Frog play a very, very strong Rubik last game. He was right on time with a lot of his abilities, and always in a good position. Never really got caught out, if I remember correctly.
10 seconds remaining.
So we'll see what Tempest Gaming choose with their second round of bans here. Always an important part of the draft, the second round of bans, because you want to try and figure out what your opponents are planning on doing and beat them to the punch. But it's hard to really glean a great deal just from their first 2 picks. It's going to be a Mirana ban. I think that's a really smart decision. I think Mirana works really well with AA, and is just a good hero in general. So we'll see the Nature's Prophet banned out by Annie. I'm not sure how much Tempest Gaming likes to run Prophet, but they could have a good Prophet player. I'm not sure. Annie will go ahead and pick the Vengeful Spirit. So they do have 3 sort of ganking supports on the board already. Probably going to see a Nyx off lane in this case, just because they picked the Vengeful Spirit. I doubt they'll run Vengeful Spirit mid, although Annie has run some very strange hero combinations mid in the past. Namely, they've run Dazzle mid in the past, which was very, very interesting. Very unorthodox, but it worked. I mean, they won that game, so wouldn't put it past them to do something crazy like a Vengeful Spirit mid. Tempest Gaming will get that Lifestealer, though. We'll see if Annie goes for the Luna here. I think that would be the best decision, and they'll actually pick the Puck here first, which will give Tempest Gaming the potential to ban out a Luna with their 5th ban and hard counter pick that Puck. Although Puck doesn't really have a counter, to be honest. I think Puck is one of the best heroes in the game if you can play him or her. I think Puck is gender neutral or gender indeterminate. I don't think Puck has a gender, but I'll probably alternate. That'll be fair. Yeah, but I don't think Puck really has a counter, to be honest. It just depends on how good you are with Phase Shift. Oh gosh, Tempest Gaming actually going to go for the Sand King here, so that's a really interesting pick. I think if you're going to try and ban or counter pick Puck, the best thing to do is get a Silence. That's your best bet. Annie's going to ban out that Clockwork. I think that's a really smart decision. Surprised to see Clockwork go so late. And Death Prophet actually not going to get picked or banned this game at all, looks like. Although Tempest Gaming could go for the Death Prophet as their mid.
5 seconds remaining.
But they've got that Viper, so I really think we're going to be looking at Sand King, Lifestealer, Lich. Or are we? No, I think they'll actually do Lich offlane again. They might even aggro Tri. The Sand King actually does very nicely in the aggressive Tri lane. So this pick is actually very important for Annie. They must pick a safe farming carry, and I think again it would be Luna. I think Tempest Gaming should ban Luna right now. Because if they want to do Lich solo safe lane against Nyx, which is a really, really great great hero to lane against, for Lich to lane against, rather. Just because the Nyx won't be able to effectively mana burn you very well because you have Sacrifice. They'll ban out the Drow Ranger, and then Annie will pick Weaver. So, again, another unorthodox team composition from Annie, but they love to play unorthodox strategies. I really think that that adds to their strategic capacity as a team, to be able to play sort of unorthodox builds that throw teams off a little bit. You don't really know how to play against a hard-carrying Wind Ranger, although clearly that was last game, and clearly Tempest made it happen, but sometimes they can have a little bit of an advantage by playing some weird strats like this. Although this isn't super strange. I think Ancient Apparition, Vengeful Spirit, Weaver is going to be a very strong tri-lane. They will probably aggressive tri-lane that, just because Weaver has so much dive ability. And then they'll solo safe lane their Nyx against the Lich. All Lich will have to do in that lane is bring a little bit of extra HP regen to be able to survive the mana burns, and then spam out the mana he gains from Sacrifice onto the Nyx before the mana burn can get him. And then it's just going to be a matter of the Nyx trying to spiked Carapace the Ice Blast. And the Frost Blast. Frost Nova. Frost Blast. Okay, there we go. I remember it was Frost Nova in Dota 1 because the hotkey was V. Just the little things you hang on to. So we'll see what Tempest Gaming decides to go here. They could pick another support, and that would definitely, finalize their Lich solo offlane strategy. But they're really taking their time here, and I can't blame them. They've got to try and find a way to beat a lot of very strong heroes. And they're going to go for the THD, the Twin-Headed Dragon. So they have a very, very interesting lineup right now. A lot of skill shot kinds of heroes. Burrow Strike from Sand King is not very good, to be completely honest. It's not as good as the Nyx Impale. Even though they seem so similar, Sand Kings just fall so short sometimes. And by bringing Sand King in the stun, you sacrifice your positioning a lot and get put into a really vulnerable spot sometimes. Like, if that were a Lion's Impale, or Nyx, it gets cast, it goes forward 850 range or whatever, and the hero just stands there. Sand King, it's pseudo blink, so the Sand King sometimes is good, obviously, when you're using Epicenter, but just in lane, you must sacrifice your body. You got to take the hits that will inevitably come once you move your hero forward through that Burrow Strike. And Ice Path is not an easy spell to land. I mean, it's very narrow. So we'll see if they can get the levels on Lifestealer to have their open wounds be their initiate. So go ahead and introduce the teams here for Tempest Gaming, who are leading this best of 5 1-0. We're going to have Especially playing that hard carry Nyx, Sal Fu playing that Lifestealer or the Jakiro, Frog playing Sand King, Dreams playing that Mid Viper again, second game in a row. Then we're going to have Shadow Ranger playing Lich again for the second game in a row in that solo offlane position. Oh gosh, we're going to see 5-man smoke here from Annie. I didn't even notice this. We'll see the AA cold, the bonus damage ability being used. First blood gets drawn by Lucy on that Weaver. So Chilling Touch on all 5 heroes is unbelievably good. We just saw it. I mean, that Jakiro evaporated. He was completely murdered. First blood already for Annie. They smoked here and they placed this ward right here. Very important to place that. Even placing a sentry down there. So they came for absolute blood just now. I mean, that was just dangerous. Whew, my goodness. We'll go ahead and introduce the players for Annie now that they've gotten that everything is settled down. We're going to see Murd in that solo safe lane at Nyx Assassin, and he has a very interesting item build. We'll talk about that in a second. He's going to get that Invis Rune as well. We'll see Evu actually playing mid-puck this time, so changing it up here. We're going to see Greed on Vengeful Spirit. We're going to see Ape on that Ancient Apparition. We'll see Lucy playing that hard carry Weaver. So changing up the team roles a little bit. Maybe last game they weren't really satisfied with what happened, or maybe they just have a very strong puck player in Evu, but they're changing it up, shuffling the lines, and sometimes that's what you have to do. But really interestingly, we see this Nyx Assassin going for this Poor Man's Shield. Really think that's a very interesting pick. He could have just gone for a pure Stout, because he knows he's going to be solo against a ranged hero, and whenever you're melee solo against a ranged hero, you want to have that Stout Shield, because you know you're going to be taking a lot of harassment. But he does have that Poor Man's Shield, so evidently he wants that bonus agility. So, very smart to get that on agility heroes. We'll see a stack there already coming out from Frog, so They really want to get their Naix farming. So gosh, we're already seeing that Frog is going to be scouting out that ward. He knows that this camp has been blocked. So very smart to... I mean, he pinged out like exactly where that was. So very nice game sense from him. See a pause coming out from the Sand King. Maybe some lag problems as we are on the Luxembourg server again. We'll see Shadow Ranger has come to lane with just Tango Salve and no stat boosting items. He will probably just go for fast boots. He's done this most of the games I've seen him play Lich as soon as that lane pushes up. And that will give him a significant movement speed advantage over this Nyx Assassin. Lich already has, he already has a decent base movement speed at 315, which is in fact very good. So we'll see how this anti-tri-lane does at shutting down the Lifestealer's farm. Currently they're doing quite well. And we're going to see Dreams on the Viper against Puck mid. I do think that this is actually sort of a draw. It's really hard for the Puck to kill the Viper, but it's also very hard for the Viper to kill the Puck. So it's just about who can get more farm. And I think that Viper is actually a better hero to get the farm over Puck. Although I think Puck's ganking potential is arguably greater. I don't know though, it's sort of a toss-up. We'll see how those players duke it out. See who can get the last hits, get the money. Gosh, we already see Weaver with that Ring of Health before 3 minutes. I mean, 3 minutes is usually your target time for the Ring of Health. If you have, if you get a kill early. So he's already exceeding that. Probably going to see a Lincoln Sphere from him. That will block Burrow Strike, Open Wounds, Viper Strike, Ice Blast, Chain Frost if it's casted on him. Although Jakiro will be able to break that very easily with Liquid Fire. We'll see a stun on Solfu actually Chilling Touch as well. Lucy's going to go ahead and dive on Solfu here. If he gets a Geminate, he'll kill him, and that's going to be another kill for Annie. Frog's going to have to Burrow Strike defensively, but he might get dived here by Lucy. That's exactly what's going to happen. You see him salving in the woods. If he gets right-clicked, he dies. There's the kill from Vengeful Spirit. Salve is TPing back in, though, but Lucy is already up and gone, and he has Tangos and Salve, so he will be back up to full. No problem. Ooh, and Frog's going to unfortunately disconnect from the game there. A lot of latency problems today. Steam is really not cooperating with us, unfortunately. Let's use this opportunity to go ahead and check the last hits and denies. We see Viper leading the charge, 16 and 11 for him on mid. Very nicely done there. Weaver's actually second with 15 and 5, so very nice farm there. Then the Lich, 11 and 5, but Nyx Assassin is actually doing quite well for himself at 10 and 4, and Puck at a solid 10 and 0. And then everybody else has absolutely nothing. So as we can see, I think Viper, if he had another toxin, he would have a distinct last hitting advantage. But I think Puck's doing just fine right now. He did go get that rune, so that will sacrifice some time, XP, etc. So this game is completely going the opposite way that it went last game. I mean, TmG went out to a very early lead over Annie last game, and then Annie, of course, winning this game. Friendly banter between the Europeans and the Americans. This is ridiculous. There we go. So Frog's going to go ahead and get back into the game. TmG actually revealing that they're Canadians. So it's Annie was accusing them of being warmongering Americans, but now they're going to have to bite their tongue because they are peaceful Canadians who are apologetic as all get out. Lucy's saying they're half French. Evidently, Tempest Gaming are all French Canadians. So now Annie can ask. Now everyone's revealing so much about themselves today. This is traditional Dota. This is what I'm used to, is seeing people just like bicker about their national tendencies on Dota, using this as a platform. And Salfu wisely saying that everyone is from Africa. True story, bro. True story. Look it up. Look it up. Cradle of civilization. Alright, this is ridiculous. Can we start this game up again? I really just wish we could play some Dota. Let's see. Man, Dreams has already finished his headdress and his buckler? Are you serious? Oh, he just got the... Does he have the chainmail? No, okay. So he's bought the buckler recipe, but he has no chainmail yet. So pretty interesting. Okay, so Frog's back in the game. I imagine they'll get things started here. There we go. So yeah, Dream's going to have that buckler recipe there. As we see there, Puck using phase shift to dodge the right clicks from Viper. Every poison attack you can dodge is very good for you, as the Puck mid against the Viper. So I really do give the tri-lane advantage here to Annie. I really think even with the amount of disabled that Tempest Gaming has, the bonus image from Ancient Apparition from Chilling Touch is so great. It's just incredible. Puck unfortunately going to guess wrong on the rune there. No team has rune control right now, which will not bother the Viper as much as it will bother the Puck. Puck is a hero that relies heavily on rune control. Viper doesn't care. He just wants to get the mechanism money. He's just there for the cash. We will see especially actually going to rotate top now, so perhaps the tri-lane is just proving too strong here, and they'll leave their Jakiro and their Sand King to dual lane this, but that's a big mistake for them. They must have somebody else here. Frog's going to actually get scouted out by Greed behind tower range. So he'll Burrow Strike on one, then Sandstorm. Ice Path comes out from Salfu. He's going to drop the Dual Breath as well. Lucy's going to start tanking tower hits. He is not level 6 yet, so he must have his teammates come up and start tanking this. There's the Sakuchi kill, or the Vengeful Spirit gets the kill on Jakiro. Ancient Apparition is going to be out salving up. Frog is using that Sandstorm though, and now it's on cooldown, so they will be able to jump in on him. Lucy's going to find him out. Frog just doing his best to try and juke here. Greed's going to be in his face, though, and he's going to go down. Teleport in from Jakiro, and that might be even a mistake. I mean, Annie can continue to dive this. This is the problem when you don't pick a stable offlaner. I mean, Lich is decent in the offlane, but he really is not what I would consider stable. He has no reliable escape like Timbersaw, Weaver, Wind Ranger, etc. Shadow Ranger will have his triangle boots, though, so that is good. But TmG has certainly lost this lane. This bot lane has absolutely been razed to the ground by Annie. See a teleport in from Lich. He probably has Chain Frost, and he does. But I'm not even sure that will save this tower. So now they'll be looking to do solo Lifestealer against Nyx Assassin, and that's not a very not a super safe place for your hard carry. But it is certainly safer than this tri-lane. We will see Lucy actually finishing up that Perseverance already. See an Ice Blast on him. Ooh, Shadow Ranger might have been looking to try and Chain Frost there, but he didn't quite have the mana for it.
Thank you.
He will pop a Clarity there and try and wait on that Sacrifice cooldown. So Weaver's still leading that last inning chart. I mean, he's just absolutely tearing it up. We see Viper sort of competing with him mid. Ice Path on 2, though. It's going to connect briefly, but it's not going to be enough of a disable. He probably only has rank 1 of that. Yeah, it's not very long. He does have the Dual Breath rank 2, though. I think that when you're playing in a tri-lane, you really want to max the Ice Path first. But Dual Breath is quite good. It does do a lot of damage, so sort of a stylistic choice. We'll see Lucy actually going to dive this again. So, we'll see the Sentry Wards get dropped. It's going to be a race to deward that. We'll see the Ice Path and the Chain Frost. Lucy's taking a lot of damage. He will go down to the Dual Breath. The Chain Frost is still in effect. Greed's going to tank that. And then this is so important, the deward. Oh, gosh, and he barely gets that the Sentry deward. Puck's going to rotate down, though, and Salfu will be in a lot of trouble right now. There's the Illusionary Orb and the Silence from him. TP in from the Sand King. Frog's going to look to go in on this, but he knows that there's a Sentry there. He cannot pursue. He has no way to get out. So good engagement there for Annie. They take a 2 for 0. Looked like. Am I wrong? Am I crazy?
Is under attack.
I think it was a 2 for 0 because Sand King and Jakira both died. Oh, a 2 for 1 because Lucy got killed as well. So killing the Weaver is actually a big deal, although he's already huge. He has huge farms. So he doesn't have level 6 though, so he's super greedy right now. Whoa! Why did he do that? If he had time-lapse, that would be one thing, but he did not, so he will be murdered for basically nothing, just throwing his life away. And now Frog's going to pursue here. The tower does get denied by Lich, so that was a costly error from Lucy there. Sand King could Burrow Strike down there. He will use Sandstorm to start creeping the stack. Always a good decision to do that. Especially since Lifestealer won't be around to creep it with Infest. And his farm is really, really important, and we can see the Lifestealer's farm is not very good. Puck gets a kill mid on Viper. It looks like a smoke gank from Ape and Greed. So 8 to 3 for Annie right now, so they're really in control of this game. Lucy can actually dive on Shadow Ranger here. There's nobody else around. He doesn't even have Bug skilled yet, so he's going for a really, really aggressive build. Gives him a lot of solo killing potential, though, and we might see it in effect here. He's going to time-lapse that a little bit over-eager on that as the Lich was able to just teleport away. We'll see Viper has finished the mechanism at 9 minutes, so very, very good time for that, although he has foregone the boots. So he won't be around for team fights or ganks as much as one might expect with a traditional boots first build, but that mechanism is so important. I mean, I can't really fault Dreams for going for that first. Lifestealer are actually going to get killed by AA and Nyx and some creeps. Lucy's going to eat some damage here from Salfu, but Salfu knows that he can't go one-on-one against the Weaver. Although Lucy's HP pool is still so low. He can get blown up extremely quickly, as we saw when he dove that tower. Puck's going to pick up a Haste Rune top. Not sure if he's going to be able to do anything with it, though. He certainly won't be able to kill Dreams solo. Actually, we see Frog continuing to creep these stacks. So possibly just trying to get to a fast Blink Dagger. Super important item on the Sand King. But I don't think Lucy can solo lane this Lich up against a tower like this. Eventually, the damage from Frost, or from the Frost Nova, Frost Blast rather, will just force him out of lane, even with a Perseverance. And Selfu's around as well, so they could see an Ice Path here on Lucy. Drop it, but Lucy's Sakuchi's away. Too smart for that. We'll see the Ice Blast come out from Ancient Apparition mid, though. Dream's going to get caught in the Dream Coil, and he's going to go down. Selfu's going to get the kill on the Puck. Oh gosh, see a tactical pause. And that's unfortunate. Even on the Luxembourg servers, Ape's PC can't manage. So yeah, while we're doing this tactical pause, let's see who's going to win this team fight. So Ancient Apparition's clearly going to die. Not really much they can do about that. Greed will probably just get out with his life. Technically, Greed could go for a swap here, but I don't think it would matter. I think that would just get them both killed. Salfu will have another Ice Path. Let's see. Oh, and the Chain Frost still off cooldown? Yeah. Yeah, this is what we would call the abandoned ship moment for Annie right now. Like right here. Like right here is death and destruction. Right here around this Ancient Apparition. Just nothing but death. I can't draw on the map during a pause, but if I could, it would just be death. D-A-T-H. Death. Death and destruction. And then life and bliss over here from Greed. As you can see, he's already turned Tide and run. Smart decision there. Let your friend tank those tower hits and die. Lucy might actually be able to make something happen, though. Let's see. No one's really low, though, but Salfu only has he has a very limited HP pool, as does the Lich. So, if Lucy gets up there, he can make something happen. Wish he had some bugs, though. I really think that bugs from Weaver's super underrated. I think that a lot of people really underestimate the effectiveness of that spell. Gives you so much vision, gives you so much bonus damage with the armor reduction. It puts your opponents in such an ugly position, like either you have to let the bug sit there and reduce your armor for 30 seconds, or you have to stand there for 10 seconds and right-click it. Either decision is bad. Apesom's going to go ahead and reconnect to the game and realize that he is murdered. He will come back to death, as so unfortunately often happens. So let's see if this comes out the way we expected.
You're mine.
Oh, Chain Frost gets dropped on the Vengeful Spirit. That will follow him. No Ice Blast to follow those, so things came together just the way we thought they would.
Radiant's bottom tower.
So 2 for 1 for TmG, courtesy of that disconnect. Thanks, Steam. And Lucy's deciding just to farm rather than to come up and try and make something happen. I think that's a good decision. Already so far ahead of the Lifestealer, especially with those kills that they got in lane. I don't think that especially we'll be able to go for a Midas this game. I think he'll probably have to go straight for a Drum and then Basher, probably. I don't think he should go for an Armlet of Mordregan just because we see that Ancient Apparition on the board. And that Ice Blast ultimate from Ancient Apparition renders Armlet so very useless. We'll see Puck actually going to jump in here on Frog. He saw the Sandstorm. We'll see if he has Dream Coil, and he doesn't. But Lucy's around, so he'll be able to chase this if he so desires, and he does. Nice dodge of the AA ultimate from Frog there, but the Sakuchi and the Geminate attack will get the kill on him. We actually hear the Jakira going to come up and miss the Ice Path. Dual Breath does connect, though, but Shadow Ranger is here to support. Lucy's going to drop that Magic Stick, and then the Time Lapse. He will be able to escape. That will buy his teammates some time to put some right-clicks into the tower. Chilling Touch as well from Ancient Apparition for Annie, but they will back out of here now that Dreams is rotated up with that mech. But back in they come, so we'll see if they want to dive this some more. Teleport in from Sand King behind. The Ice Path doesn't connect though, and that's what I was talking about. Ice Path is so very hard to land when you don't have a setup stun for it. Its range is decent, but the animation takes so long. In addition to just the formation delay once you lay it down. Like, if the animation were fast, it would be much better. But it's very hard to conceal the telegraph. And if your opponents are watching for it, it's very easy to dodge. We'll see Jakira going to be camping up here, doing a little dewarding. We'll see a smoke from Frog, though. It will get broken on Murd. He must know that there's a Vendetta Nyx around. He certainly does now that the spikes are in his back, and he will get murdered. That was actually a very nice play from Murd there. We saw Frog use the Sandstorm to try and escape, and then Murd popped Spike Carapace, and the damage from Spike Carapace that was reflected from the Sandstorm actually got the kill on the Sand King. So, very nice play there. And now TmG has a chance to try and force this tower. I mean, they're going to 5-man this. We'll see Murd blink in. He's finished that Blink Dagger. The Chain Frost gets dropped, though. It's going to start doing a huge amount of work right now. Murd's going to get hit by the Viper Strike, so he'll probably go down. Selflew's in the mix as well. Dream's going to get hit by that Cold Feet. Puck's in a huge amount of trouble right now. No phase shift off cooldown. He'll go down, so it's a 1 for 2 in the favor of TmG.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
The Puck goes down for Annie, and that's a sort of a big deal. You really don't want to see your Puck getting killed a lot. As Puck must get to that Blink Dagger. We see that, what's the guy's name? Evu. Evu has gone for the Power Treads, and I think that's a good decision. Most of the time you either go for Power Treads or a Drum. Like you get Boots of Speed and a Bracer. Something like that, just to up your survivability enough to make it to the Blink Dagger. Because if you just try and go Boots, straight Blink with a bottle, you very rarely get there, and you have like 200 HP, it feels like, when you try that. Ooh, Ape's going to get very lucky here and find this regen rune. He'll go ahead and take that, no problem. He looked like he was about to try and deny that rune, but that would have been a big mistake. So we'll see TmG really trying to defend this mid tower.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And that's smart, provided their lifestealer is farming, and he is. He's got 2,000 gold in the bank, and he has taken over the last hits and denies. So I really feel like TMG is playing well right now. They're really doing what they want to do to get back into this game, especially when I take this Ice Blast. Oh, doesn't connect. Mert's going to open up on him, though. He's going to brick the Impale, and especially will Rage and get out of here. He will, in fact, teleport as well. Oh, but he gets swapped by Greed. What a play! Oh, Greed was in there, especially going to have to drop the open wounds. He's going to try and go man mode here and infest a creep, but he's not going to get enough HP back, I don't think. And he's going to get killed. What a play by Greed there, recognizing that he was going to be able to use that nether swap through Rage, and it does cancel teleport. So, man, what a play. I mean, Lifestealer could have just walked out of there, and now instead of having 2,000 gold, he only has 1,700 banked. So, I mean, that could have been a lot of items for him, and now he's going to have to settle for a Magic Wand and a Helm of Iron Will. Ugh. Ew. Yeah, that's not what you want. He was going to go ahead and drop the Dream Coil on Shadow Ranger here, and he's not going to have the right clicks, but the Impale is there. What a play from Murd. This is the crispness I think that AD really brings to the table when they're not dealing with like 500 ping. Everything is just right on time with them. Greed's going to, in fact, swap Dreams here, and there's going to be another kill for Annie. Tower hits, the Mechanism comes out as well. Greed might go down here, but Dreams is going to go down as well. And they will swap that Vengeful Spirit for the Viper all day, every day. Gosh, they're just making plays all over the map right now. 17-8 is the score.
Top tower is under attack.
We'll see, especially going to go man mode against Lucy here. I think Lucy is clearly out-farmed the Lifestealer. Let's go and check that net worth. Yep, very clearly. Almost doubling the net worth of the Lifestealer. So it will be very hard for him to beat that Weaver right now. He must find some safe farm. He's got to get in the jungle or something. And he's going for this armlet, and I really think that's a mistake. I have seen a few Lifestealers able to make the armlet work against Ancient Apparition, but if the Ancient Apparition is playing smart, it will be very, very hard to make that armlet worthwhile. We'll see Jakira going to TP up here top against Lucy, drop the Ice Path, but it doesn't connect. Sakuchi's movement speed is too great. We'll see Dreams actually get caught by a stun here. The Ancient Apparition ultimate is going to be massive, and that's going to do huge amounts of damage there to everybody. Murt's going to get the swap on Dreams to secure that kill, and they will take this tower for that. Quick 0 for 2. Ancient Apparition lobbing in that snowball from across the map. Very nicely done there. Really good communication. I mean, most of the time when Ancient Apparition in pubs gets kills and stuff, it's not to the maximum ability of the snowball. And actually, Salvo's going to get a solo kill on Weaver. We see the Macropyre animation, so Weaver was diving extremely deep for that kill, and he nearly got it, but he did not, unfortunately. So Jakira will now have 1,000 gold, so that will be his Arcane Boots if he so desires, but the snowball might kill him. Oh, it might kill him. It's going to be so close. 40, 30. If he gets below 100, he might... Oh, no. Oh, so that's proof of concept for the Ancient Apparition right there. I mean, that's the kill that you sort of expect to see from Ancient Apparition. But what really the best way to use that Ice Blast is to say to your teammates, hey, go and initiate on this lane or whatever, I'll throw a snowball right in the middle of the fight. Because it does a substantial amount of damage. I mean, 250 damage is not something to scoff at on everybody. So it really can give you the teamfight advantage. And then, of course, with the Shattering, the 10% HP threshold. Very nice. So we'll see Annie potentially going to take a Roshan here. Unfortunately for them, it will be spotted out by this ward here for TmG. So I don't... Unfortunately for TmG, though, I don't know if they're going to be able to get up there and defend this. We see especially sort of making his way towards the jungle, but I don't think he can... he can't do anything solo. And getting Evu... Or getting Lucy, rather, this Aegis so early with that Lincoln Sphere is going to make her unkillable. Literally speaking, for at least one death. And Weaver is already so hard to bring down. I mean, that's so frustrating if you're Tempest Gaming. Frog's still trying for that Blink Dagger. Ugh. He just wants it so bad. He needs it. With that, let's do an item check. We see the Mechanism already complete on Viper. And that Lifestealer still looking for his armlet. Lich again going to be going for that Rod of Atos. So really likes that build. Here in Infest. Here on Frogs. Okay, we'll see that in a second. Lincoln Sphere, though. Very important item to have done on Weaver. And then the Dagon, Blink Dagger on Nyx. So early into the game. I mean, 20 minutes into the game, and Murd already has Blink Dagon. he is going to be absolutely in the face of Tempest Gaming for the rest of this game. And Puck finishes her Blink Dagger as well. So things going very, very well for Annie right now. Perhaps trying to bait something out there by animation canceling on that Sentry Ward repeatedly. Don't really know what that was about. Looks like Annie's going to posture to push bottom here. 2 underfarm supports are the only thing that stand between them and the tower. So they will need some rotations if this is going to burn. It looks like Frog potentially seeing an opening on the Ancient Apparition there, but there's going to be a large team fight. Icepad doesn't connect on any heroes. We see Puck already caught in a bad position. He's going to try and phase shift. There's a... Oh, nice Dream Coil on 3, but the Chain Frost is already out. There's going to be a huge amount of damage on Murd and Lucy. So much damage. They tanked almost every single one of that. The Epicenter is 100% wasted, unfortunately. The Aegis is down, then they will smoke immediately. Lucy will eat the Ice Blast. The dust is already on her, and she has no time left, so this could be very dangerous. The Burrow Strike targeted on her pops the Lincolns. Sandstorm as well. Dreams is actually going to be in a real spot of trouble here. He's trying to buy time for his mechanism, but he's not going to get it. And now Lucy's going to have free reign to dive this and absolutely murder everybody. Frog's going to try and get the kill here, but he's not going to get it. There's the Sandstorm. Oh, actually the Sandstorm does get it. Wow, what a play there. I did not expect that to do so much damage. I'm still used to Sand King like 5 years ago, where Sandstorm is like it's a tickle factory. Oh, this Ice Blast, though. We're going to follow this all the way across the map. Here it is. Here it is. Sand King, don't do it. You're too young to die. Okay. Whew. That was very close. He has finished his Blink Dagger now, so we will look for those big epicenters. Very smart play there by the Sand King to get that kill on Lucy.
Middle tower is under attack.
So we will see a lot of map awareness from Annie right now, although TmG does have this rune top spotting this rune, but there's really not a whole lot of action going on there. It's all been Radiant Jungle for the past few minutes. Now we just have a sentry. They've de-warded this with sentries back and forth a few times. We'll actually see Greed caught in a rough position here. He's going to drop the Magic Missile on Frogs. He does not disjoint it, but he will be able to survive. But this is a 3-on-2 for Annie here. I mean, Lucy's strong, but not sure if you want to take a fight like that. We will see Nyx Assassin and the Ancient Apparition up top right now. We'll see if they're able to push out this tower. We see everybody rotating top for Annie, so they might want to 5-man this. And where is the Lifestealer? That's the important part. Lifestealer is inside the Sand King. So the big initiation they're going to be looking for is Blink with Epicenter into the Infest. And that will be very ugly. We see the Armlet already activated on the Lifestealer inside that Sand King. Does not drain your HP while you are infested, as you can see there. Ice Path's going to get dropped, only going to connect on Lucy. Greed's going to force out himself forward, and he is very vulnerable right now. He could get Blink struck on. Where's the Lifestealer coming out? There he is. So Shadow Ranger gets the kill on that. We'll see Lucy actually going to dive in for the Viper, so he goes down. So the mechanism is eliminated for Tempest Gaming, but Annie's going to try and get out of here now. They could take this high ground engagement, though, and they will. Eva's going to tank the Burrow Strike, but we see the Ice Path connect as well. Frost Blast also. The phase shift gets him out, though. We'll see Salfu going to jump up here on this ramp. Lucy's going to start going to work on the Jakiro, but he might be in over his head here. We see Frog on the Epicenter and the Chain Frost. So much damage, such wombo combo, much amaze. Oh my goodness, what a disaster that second part of that team fight was for Annie. They could have just outed their 2-0, but instead they wanted to eat Epicenter and Chain Frost. Although they had the high ground advantage, so it's really hard to forego that, you know, to sacrifice that and say, yeah, let's back out of here while we have an advantage, you know, in positioning. But Puck's looking for a rune here, but he's gonna have to get lucky, and he is up all night to get lucky, as Daft Punk might say. So we look at that double damage rune. He has no Dream Coil though, so I'm not sure if he's going to be able to defend this tower alone. Although he will have the Vengeful Spirit and the Weaver coming out mid to help support him, so they will be able to push this one back. But that was a really good trade for Tempest Gaming. We see Annie smoking right up. They really want to push their advantage here. They'll march right down lane. Lucy will actually break the smoke there. If Tempest Gaming were watching that, they might have seen that the smoke animation, as it is different from pure Sakuchi. So we'll see if Annie can make anything happen here. We see this unfortunate soul, the unfortunate soul Salfu walking down lane right now, potentially into 2 smoke supports. If he gets too close, Greed will swap him out. But now Annie have waited too long, and especially he's rotated up. Just trying to get that safe farm. He has finished his armlet, but that's pretty late timing for an armlet. He probably got that around 22, maybe. So not the timing you want for that. And we actually see Ancient Apparition going straight for an Aghanim Scepter. There's the Ice Blast going to fly. Don't think it's going to be doing much, though. Just for harassment purposes, pretty much. But the Aghanim's upgrade on Ancient Apparition is actually quite good. It makes the ultimate just last so long. And the inability of heroes to heal up. I mean, Lifestealer's going to be looking for that feast. Just so he can survive longer, but with that ult.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
My thoughts dissipate. This ice ain't nice. Damn me.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Silence. Greetings. Here I am. Silence. Hold.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen. Radiant's top tower is under attack. Roshan has fallen to the Dire.
Gather round.
My flesh falls. Double kill.
Behold! Silence!
Seeking
Here
sand.
I am! See you in the spring!
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Greetings!
Radiant's middle tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Behold! Silence!
Dire's bottom tower has been denied.
So my mic was off there for a second. My fault. My the switch is like it slips sometimes. So you missed all my fantastic next level, genius level commentary in that last team fight. But we're just gonna keep going. We see the Desolator already going to work on frogs from Lucy right now. South is gonna drop the Ice Path just defensively to try and get out of there. See a lot of damage from Chain Frost though, gonna come out on Murd. Oh, double kill for Shadow Ranger, so he's playing a fantastic Lich. We see Evu diving as well. He's got the Sheepstick. He's going to drop that Dream Coil. We'll see Shadow Ranger TP out again, though, so really calm under pressure there.
Here I am!
We see Frogs with Nakes inside him, so Evu's going to get jumped on here. Frog's going to drop the Epicenter. Even if he dies, that will continue to go. Lucy's going to have to time-lapse out of here. A lot of damage going to get dropped on him, especially he's going to look to try and get out, to try and find him after Sakuchi. Lucy's going to look for a kill on Frogs, though, but nice use of that Burrow Strike there. Ice Path to follow. That's going to get the kill on him. Very, very nice play there by Frog. So very smart to Blink Strike through that. Very, very nice.
Dire's middle
So
tower
especially we'll
is
be able to
under
get the kill
attack.
on this tower mid.
Dire's
Bit of a wasted
structures
glyph there,
are
but
fortified.
oh gosh, see the Ice Blast actually coming up from the south. If that connects on, especially with his armlet up, that will be trouble. Oh gosh, this is real trouble. Oh gosh, especially gonna have to rage through that.
Dire's middle
Oh
tower
no, I guess
is
it does
under
block
attack.
damage, so that's very smart. Oh goodness, that was close.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Frog saying please, it's not gonna save him though. Oh, Ancient Apparition is so good. Ancient Apparition is so good. So Murd's going to be Vendetted up right now. We're going to see if he can get a kill here. I don't think there's anybody in the jungle, though, and it seems to be TmG just wants to play defensively.
Radiant's
Try
middle
and make
tower
something
has
happen.
been
We'll go ahead and do an
denied.
item check right now. We do see the Veil of Discord finished on the Sand King. We will see Jakiro going for that mechanism. Or he has a Casual Buckler, so Casual Buckler in play. Always an interesting decision. +2 armor is not bad, of course. Lich has that Rod of Atos, but nothing else. He's taken over the warding duties from Jakiro, so we'll see him try and get some other vanity items. Could see a big engagement here mid if Annie decides to try and push this. It looks like they might want to. We see the Chilling Touch already getting dropped. Ape's going to TP top though and repel that push. But by the positioning that Annie has right now is very, very good. They're restricting TmG's farm so much, especially has very, very little right now. He's going to be going for either a Mjolnir or an AC. I would hope it would be an AC in this situation. because he just needs more attack speed to be able to burst people down. We see smoke coming out from Annie. Greed's going to be in the jungle right now looking for a pick, and Frog is sort of taking the bait right now. He thinks he's safe, and they're actually, they could go on Mert here. The Courier's in danger though. Ooh, he didn't go after though. He might go for he might look to go on especially here, but Lifestealer is not the easiest target to kill as Snakes. But there's that Ice Blast like we were talking about, and that's going to get the kill. Oh my good, and that's what I'm talking about with Ancient Apparition. So strong when you use it in conjunction with your team. So very strong. And indication, incredible pick there. Couldn't ask for a bigger pick than that. We see the Weaver carrying the gem now, and with this, Annie, I believe, can go for high ground and go for a tier 3 here. Lucy will drop the bugs and start going to work on Salfu. No Ice Path just yet, doesn't connect. It's very hard to land that. We'll see the Chilling Touch as well. Dream's going to drop the ultimate on Lucy. We'll time-lapse that off, though. We'll see Nyx blow up that Jakiro. The Chain Frost is out, though. We'll see the Delta Split. Doesn't really connect that well, but the Creep Wave is there to tank all that damage. So not the best bounces out for TmG. And Puck's going to manage to get out of here alive, no problem. So with this Ice Blast, going to do a decent amount of damage if they can bait TmG out of the low ground here, and they can. Look at the huge diameter on that attack. We'll see Evu going to work here on Shadow Ranger. Gems on the deck. Greed's going to pick that up, so that's 2 gems for Annie right now, none for TmG, and that's a team I would not be surprised to see GG here, actually. Very hard for Annie to lose this game right now, I believe. If they but if TmG has the Lifestealer for that fight, it can be totally different. But he'll be up now, but I believe the racks are going to go down before he can do anything. And Ancient Apparition wasn't even really around for that. He dropped the Chilling Touch early on in the fight, and then he just teleported to stop the split pushing, and now he's just lobbing Ice Blasts across the map and hitting absolutely everybody. I mean, we saw how large it was. I mean, it was larger than my screen, you know. It was that and that. I mean, it was huge. And especially he's actually going to get caught out here. Another kill for Murd, and this is what happens when you give Dagon 5 Blink Dagger to Nyx by like level 30. So that's going to be the GG from TmG. So Annie will even up the series, so we will go ahead and switch back to US East for the next one and see if TmG can come back, bounce back from this loss. So it's 1-1 right now. I am Sir Jeezy bringing you a cast of the Amateur Dota 2 League Tuesday Group Finals Best of 5 series between Annie and Tempest Gaming. It's going to even the series up at 1-1, so we'll go ahead and take a quick break, and I'll be right back with the next game. Thanks for joining me. There's my camera. Hi. Okay, bye.
Find out when the pendulum hangs plumb.